I will be making herb roasted potatoes, and we're gonna use red potatoes for this dish, and we'll snip a little bit of parsley and we'll mix some rosemary and Italian seasoning with some coconut oil in diced up potatoes, and then we're gonna bake them in the oven at 425, and they'll be herb roasted, fresh parsley, cilantro, rosemary. We're gonna use actually some dry herbs too, but it's still gonna come out really yummy. So we're making an herb roasted potatoes using fresh herbs from the garden and red potatoes from the garden as well. However, these are mini red potatoes that I purchased from the local grocery store. And this is a very easy recipe. You just bake it in the oven. I put it on 425 degrees Fahrenheit convection bake. This way it does cook a little bit quicker with the higher heat and convection mode. And so what I did here was I diced the potatoes into little bite-sized pieces, and then I added some fresh basil from the garden, Thai basil, some parsley and cilantro, some rosemary that I added. I used dried herbs as well. I did an Italian seasoning too. So the Italian seasoning has marjoram, sage, a little bit of garlic in there, and some dried basil as well, and oregano. And then I poured about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil to coat the potatoes and the herbs, and seasoned it with some salt and pepper. And now I'm going to bake it in the convection mode at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'll keep checking it off and on for probably about 40 minutes. So this might need to bake from 40 minutes up to 60 minutes, depending on where you live too, and if you're using the convection bake option. With the convection bake, it does reduce the time. They should be done within 40 to 60 minutes. We are at higher elevation, but I also like crispy potatoes too, so I'll probably end up letting it go for about a little bit over 60 minutes. So it's looking like these potatoes are actually done. They are looking pretty crispy, just the way I like them, and there was 10 minutes left on the timer. So I'm gonna take them out and let them bake for a total of 30 minutes. I find that red potatoes actually cook, or they bake quicker than the classic russet. So remember, 30 minutes on 425 convection oven. After I remove the potatoes from the oven, I put them in a bowl and toss them with some fresh herbs from the garden, which was fresh basil, Italian basil, Thai basil, some parsley and cilantro. Gave that a nice toss and transferred it to a glass dish. Seasoned it with a little more of the herbs on top. Again, this is red potatoes, herb roasted, with fresh ingredients from the garden.
Alright, what are we gonna make? Get?
We are gonna get some fresh basil, and I just picked a few of these leaves the other day, and it seems it's growing fast already. This is going to be Italian basil and some Thai basil. This will be a mix of some Italian basil and Thai basil. Next, we'll go get some parsley.
Okay.
And cilantro. Well, we have cilantro here too. When this starts to flower, it also turns into a coriander seed. It's cumin that will eventually turn into a cumin seed, and that's really great for cooking as well. Okay, here's the parsley with more cilantro here. I'm gonna pick some of the fresh cilantro, young leaves from up here too.